This is section 1.5 of Math 1's notes. So thanks for watching. You guys, I hope you can figure out what you're doing so you can get your homework done. Today we're going to talk about creating equations and inequalities. The first thing we need to do is recognize the difference between what an equation is and what an inequality is. An equation is always going to have that equal sign in it. Equals means it's an equation. Inequalities, on the other hand, are going to have those less than or equal to, greater than or equal to signs in them, meaning that you could have several numbers for your solution, where equations, normally you only get one number as a solution. So what we're going to do today is we're going to write equations or inequalities, and then we're going to decide whether or not certain numbers are solutions to them, and then we're even going to just solve a few today. So on the first problem here, it says the sum of 8 and a number n is equal to 15. Sum, we learned last time, means add. So we're going to add 8 and a number n together. So we'll have 8 plus n. And it's equal to 15, so we're just going to set it equal to 15. So this is an equation because it has the equals in it. Some of these others will be inequalities. The next one, the product of 5 and a number y is at least 22. Product, if you remember, means to multiply, so we know we're going to multiply 5 and the number y together. So 5y multiplied together just like that is at least 22. Well, that means it can be 22. And at least 22 means it could be 23, 24, 25, because 22 is the least number that it's going to be. So we know 5y has to be greater than or equal to the number 22. All right, let's go on to the next one. The difference of a number and 6 is 19. Difference means subtract. So difference of a number, x, and 6. So we're just going to set it equal to 19 because is in math always means equal. That's just a good reminder. Anytime you see the word is, you're going to know that you're going to put an equal sign there. All right, the next one. The quotient of a number b and 7 is more than 25. Okay, quotient means divide. So we're going to be dividing b and 7. So b is going to be divided by 7. And it says it's more than 25. That didn't say it could be 25. It says it's going to be more than 25. So we know it's going to be greater than 25. This next one says 6 more than a number is 15. So more than means to add. So we're going to go 6 more than a number. And we can call that number any letter we want to. I like to call it n sometimes when it says number there. And then again, the word is. Anytime we see the word is, we know it's going to be equals. So is 15. That's going to be our equation. All right, the next one says the sum of twice a number and 13 is at least 52. Gosh, I read that and there's a couple of typos in there. It should be not, it should be the sum of twice a number, not and. And right here, the word least is spelled wrong, so that's a really bad math problem. But anyways, let's do it anyways. It says sum, so we know we're adding. So we're adding twice a number, so 2n and 13. And it's going to it has to be at least 52, it said. So we know it's going to be greater than 52. And then the question is, can it be 52? So it has to be at least 52, which to me that means that it can be 52. So we're going to be greater than or equal to 52. All right, on these next questions, it asks us to check whether or not the number is a solution to the equation. The number that it wants us to check is this number back here behind, so we want to know whether or not 5 is a solution to that equation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the number 5 in place of the x. So does 5 plus 14 equals 19? And we're just trying to figure that out. Does it equal that? 5 plus 14 is 19. So 19 does equal 19, so my answer is Yes, this is a solution to the equation. Again, another equation here. We're going to substitute the number 9 in place of the variable. The variable this time is b. So I'm going to go 9 divided by 3 plus 4 equals 7. And again, I'm checking to see if that's true. Does that equal 7? So I first need to do this 9 divided by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So I'll have 3 plus 4. I want to know if that equals 7. That does. 7 equals 7 on this. So again, my answer on this problem is yes. Yes, the number 9 is a solution to this equation. All right, last problem on this set over here. It says 22 minus y is greater than 13. The number we want to substitute in is 8. So we have 22 minus 8 is greater than 13. We're checking to see whether or not that's true. 22 minus 8 is 14. So 14 is greater than 13. Again, that is true, you guys. So the answer is yes. Not always will the answer be yes, so be careful with that. These 3 examples made it seem like that's the way it's going to be, but that's not the way it's always going to be. Okay, these ones say solve the equation using mental math. Mental math usually means to do it in your head, you guys, but I don't care if you do it in your head. Just get me the answer. So on this one, to use mental math, we would say to ourselves, what am I going to multiply 4 by? 4 times a number equals 16. Well, we could just think about it. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16. So I know y has to be 4. So that would be the way that we'd use mental math to do that. Really, though, hopefully by now you guys know how to solve an equation. If you have 4 times y, you know you're just going to divide by the 4, and then you'll get that same answer that we just got. So again, using mental math here, that means I'm going to try and do it without a calculator. But again, you guys, if you need to use a calculator, just use it. I'm looking for a number that when I subtract 8 from it, I get 12. So I know that number has to be bigger than 12. It actually has to be 8 bigger than 12. So I can do that math in my head and figure out that that number has to be 20. Again, though, you guys, if you can't do it by using just your brain, then just add that over and use your calculator so that you can do it that way. All right, the last problem we're going to look at today is this locker installation problem. It says your school is replacing a section of old lockers. When the old lockers are removed, there is a space that is 165 inches long. Each new locker has a width of 11 inches. Write an equation to model the situation. Well, we know that the locker space is going to be 165, or the number of lockers we have is going to be 165 inches divided by each width of the locker, which is 11 inches. So here's my equation. The lockers equal 165 inches divided by 11 inches. Use the mental math to solve the equation. Well, again, you guys, if you can do that math in your head, do it. If not, just grab a calculator. On this one, I'm just going to grab a calculator and do 165 divided by 11. When I do that, I get 15. So I know I can fit 15 lockers into that space. Hopefully this is going to help you on your homework. Good luck on your homework, you guys. Thanks for watching.